We are joined now on the Warhorse Sportsbook Hotline by Frankie Fidler of Omaha Basketball. Frankie, how are you this morning?
I'm good. How about yourself?
We are doing good.
We're
got
good,
your guy
man.
DB here with us.
Yeah, you know this.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
This makes me excited, man. How you feeling health wise, man? It's been a grind for you, logging heavy minutes and crucial part of the season, man. How you feeling physically?
Yeah, I'm feeling good. Definitely playing a lot more and doing a lot more for the team this year. But I think I'm taking my recovery a lot more serious as well. Just so I'm ready for it.
It's funny you say that. I was talking to Tarp and some of the guys that watched you guys on Saturday night. Like, your physical growth is very, very apparent. Big, strong. Used to kind of be a lean guy. If you could go back to high school and talk to the young folks, would you tell them about fitness, lifting weights, kind of eating well? Is that an underappreciated part of your evolution?
Oh yeah, for sure. Especially this off season, I took it very serious to get my body where I can perform at a high level this year. And what I think is funny is that when I was in high school, I was probably a sophomore. Someone had told me that was actually a pro had told me, they wish they took lifting weights and getting their body ready more serious in high school, which I didn't do it as well as I do now, but I still took it pretty serious, and I think it's a huge part of the reason why I'm playing so good this year.
Frankie, coming off of the split with the South Dakota schools over the extended weekend, Thursday and Saturday, how do you feel about the way the team is playing as you head into this final stretch before the conference tournament?
Yeah, I think we're playing really well right now. Playing with a lot of confidence. We let that South Dakota State game slip away from us, but I do think we played well enough to win. Just got to close that game out better. I think there's still areas we can improve in. Getting tougher in the paint, getting defensive rebounds, but overall, I think we're playing really good right now, and we're all confident. Going into the tournament.
Frank, how much of is it like? Did you expect to kind of be a little more consistent at this point of the season, or because it seems so wide open, do you look at it that way as a positive as postseason rolls around?
Yeah, I think it being more wide open this year is definitely gives us a little bit more confidence, knowing that any given night the standings could move and we can be in first place if we win 2 games in a row or something. So I think that definitely helps us just knowing that we're still right there, even at 5th place we're still capable of being top 3 in the league at any given moment.
We're talking with Frankie Fidler from Omaha men's basketball, averaging right around 20 points a game for the Mavericks. Frankie, I'm curious, what are some of the things you think this team has improved on the most going from year 1 to year 2 under Coach Crutch?
Yeah, well, I think, the biggest thing is just our mental toughness. Last year we had a lot of first year D1 guys, and they didn't really understand the game and what it took really to win games. And so I think that's been a big improvement this year. I also think, our physical toughness has been seen during the games through everyone. So I think those two things have been big factors on why we're winning more games this year.
Now, you know this about me, how I feel about you all the way since before high school, and having an older brother, you playing with other great players. It never really mattered to you when you stepped on the court, right? There's this thing that I would watch you do where you would just try to give it to everybody on the court at all times, right? Like, I just want to know, like, as it's kind of evolving and you're learning to harness it and channel it, over time? Because you're not near as excitable as you used to be. And some of that is just maturity. But you used to, it was, I'm like, ooh, I can't wait to see who he's going to, talk reckless to or try to dunk on tonight. Or, I used to always think that. And now it's it's this under controlled kind of silent assassin. Like, is that just the maturity? Is it the way that the game has gone? Is it you're more comfortable with who you are? You don't have to prove as much. Like, what is that in a nutshell?
Yeah, I kind of think a lot of it's just me maturing. Of course, like of course, talking trash and getting in the defenders' faces is fun, and trying to embarrass them to a sense is fun. But I think just me growing up and realizing I'm a good player. I don't have to do any of that. I can just let my game speak for itself, and that's kind of what I like to do now. And I just don't like getting into the stuff during the game really much anymore.
It's kind of cool. Obviously, you're play-by-play guy, Sharp. We've watched for a long time, and he and I talked. We used to talk early in your career. It's like high degree of difficulty of shots, right? Kind of contested, and your spots on the floor now. You take a lot of easier shots. How has the basketball IQ kind of evolved too? Because you can just see you thinking and working and moving without the ball, man. And it's had to have added to the PPGs, right? That just didn't happen overnight.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I give a big credit to Coach Crutch. He kind of told me, like, man, if you get to your spot, you're automatic. You get and the whole coaching staff really. So especially this off season, we kind of watched a lot of film and figured out where I'm best at on the floor, and kind of just rep that out. And coaches drew plays up for me, to get me right in my spot. So a big credit to them. It just kind of makes me more efficient, knowing the shots I'm putting up is where I'm best at.
Frankie, obviously you guys are trying to make a run and get that first ever NCAA tournament appearance for Omaha men's basketball. Being from the area, how much would that mean to you personally to lead this team to a place they've never been before?
Yeah, it'd mean a lot to me, and I know it'd mean a lot to the community and the fans as well, just because, Omaha hasn't been talked about a lot, definitely a lot more recently. And I think, being able to bring us to an NCAA tournament would be a huge thing just for the whole city of Omaha and UNO itself.
It's interesting. All the guys kind of from your stretch, whether it's Trelly or yourself or even Ton just before the injury. It wasn't no disrespect. Chucky was fantastic and Hunter was fantastic. And there were some guys that were probably a little more talked about. Have you allowed yourself to step back when you talk to all your buddies from that stretch, that 5-6 year run, and say, gosh, look at us and what we're accomplishing in the game of basketball right now? That may go back to that is a very, very good era of high school basketball.
Yeah, I think about it all the time. I'm seeing Saint, Hunter, Trelly, Chucky, everyone, even Akala Rope, John Tanjay, they're going crazy. They're playing really good at their respective colleges, and I just think it's crazy. Not a lot of people thought Omaha had hoopers, but we're kind of showing them that we got game here in Nebraska.
How cool is that to just kind of be able to show everybody, like, yeah, Nebraska's not just a football state. Like, there's some basketball players here too.
Max Polk is not, like, there's a lot of
Frank,
there's some guys, man, if you just kind of go back and look at the accomplishments currently.
Yeah. No, yeah. It's amazing to see, how many people from Nebraska, in other states are playing good at their colleges.
is it kind of weird? Like, do you find yourself rooting for them now, even though they maybe were kind of like rivals back in high school? Like, you kind of want them to represent Omaha, right? But it's like, I also kind of want to be better than them still, right?
Yeah, I gave that guy 20 over at Ralston Arena.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think more right now. It's just it's cool to see how much people's game have grown, and yeah, they were doing it in high school, but for them to be able to do it at the college levels, good to see. And I'm rooting for everyone from Omaha.
That's Frankie Fidler from Omaha men's basketball, representing the city, representing the school. Frankie, we appreciate your time, and good luck the rest of the season. And hopefully we'll be talking again with an NCAA tournament bid wrapped up in a couple weeks.
Chance to make a move, man, with the last three. They're ahead of you guys, man. Go get them one in a row, buddy.
Yes, sir. Thank you, guys.
Appreciate it.
That's Frankie Fidler from Omaha men's basketball. Coming up next, got a guy you may have heard of, Nick Baugh.
I think I've heard of him.
Does a little TV, used to do radio like we do, but he moved on to bigger and better things.
Didn't play radio anymore.
He doesn't play radio anymore unless he's slumming it for, a trip to Hawaii or something. We'll talk to Nick Baugh coming up next on Hurrdat Sports Radio.